Hello everybody, this is SodaFan2K10 here, welcoming you to the first in a new batch of Wooden Railways Custom Spotlights, a series where I showcase all the custom items I've made, and the first of which we're going to take a look at is Rex, the miniature engine. So I think we all know at this point the story and the fate behind Rex and the Wooden Railway line, but very quickly I want to delve into it just a little bit. Rex, along with Mike and Bert, were introduced to us in the TV series. In the 2015 special, Soda's Legend of Lost Treasure. They were originally Railway Series only characters, so to see them finally appear was really cool. And to coincide with the movie, we got a re-release of Mike, because he had been released in the Wooden Railway line beforehand. We got Bert as a new engine, and we were all eagerly awaiting the release of Rex, but unfortunately he never came. And I really don't know what was up with Mattel and their releases of items back in 2015 and so, because we never got Rex, we never got a re-release of Duncan or Daisy or Alfie or Max and Monty. We never got Glyn or Judy and Jerome from The Adventure Begins, which was aired in 2015 as well. It was the big 70th anniversary special, but we never got those. But we did get Streamlined Emily, so I guess that's something. So it came down to us in the Thomas fandom to create these characters that Mattel wouldn't create for us. So that's why I decided to go ahead and make Rex. I'm not remotely the first person to do this, but I saw a lot of really cool Rex customs and I knew that I wanted to make him myself. However, at the time, I managed to buy Mike, who you can see up there in the background, but I never could find Bert in stores. I went to Toys R Us, I went to a few different stores, never did I ever see Bert, and I struggled a lot with finding a lot of the Wooden Railway items from 2015 and so, and onwards. So I had to turn to eBay, and luckily I found a seller who had Bert for really cheap, but he was also selling Mike. So straight away I decided I could pick up Mike, a second one, and that would be the basis of the custom, which it totally is. So let's go ahead and look at Rex really quick. It's a very simple custom because he's just a repaint of Mike, as I mentioned. There's not much more to mention, to be honest. He's literally just a repaint. We'll take away the tender for just a moment, and we will focus on this. The face. The face is from a Take and Play Rex, which I'll showcase in just a little bit. It's the only release of Rex. That's a lie, actually. There's I think it's a capsule play rail version of Rex that is small enough for him. Actually, I think Take and Play and the capsule play rail are the only releases of Rex, if memory serves. They never made him for Trackmaster either. In fact, Mike was the only one lucky enough to get a Trackmaster release. So this is a very simple custom. It was just a repaint of a 2015 Mike, just to paint him green. All the lining and everything is just red. I did all of his cab and everything. And as you can see there, I did also print off the nameplates. So there's absolutely no way that I was going to get that in write letters that small at this scale in with paint. So I just drew up some very simple nameplates in Microsoft Word and printed them out, and that's what makes the nameplates. I will show underneath as well, actually. You can see all the red, that's the remnants of Mike, but when he's upright like this, you can't see any of it, so I didn't see the need to paint all that. One thing that I love to do with my customs, I'm not sure if I've shown this off before, but I like to write the actual names of the custom underneath, so I did that with Rex. So we're moving to the side for a minute, and we bring in the tender. The tender is probably even simpler. It's just another repaint. The lining was a little bit tricky on this. It's not perfect, just because back when I made this, I had a bit of a stance against using masking tape, which would have made much cleaner, straighter lines or what have you. But I elected not to do so. I just wanted to do it freehand, which arguably might have been a mistake, but I quite like the look of it. The Arlesdale name is again on Microsoft Word. just printed out on paper and glued on, and it works quite nicely. And if I turn it under, yeah, I once again just rubbed out or just painted over the word Mike and wrote Rex. So that is Wooden Railway Rex. I'm really happy with him. The face, as I mentioned, comes from the Take and Play model, which is right here. I managed to find one off of eBay. And I wanted to talk about the process of getting the face off really quick. I'm going to take the tender away to make this a bit easier. So you notice that the smoke box is up like this and just kind of flopping all around. The way that I thought I was going to do this was to unscrew him, but as you can see, there's just rivets underneath. So I could have drilled it out, but I didn't want to go through that trouble. I didn't want to completely destroy this. So when trying to think of a way to get the face off, I thought maybe I could cut it, but it's actually a really thin face. I don't know how well you can see that. If it'll focus for me, maybe we could see it. It's a really thin face, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get a knife or a saw or whatever behind it. So what I managed to do was, there was a very tiny gap between the boiler and the running board of the Take and Play model, and I managed to get a screwdriver in there, prise it up a little bit, and then the whole smoke box bit just popped off. There's a clip built into the boiler that it sits on, and there's like a little peg beneath the smoke box that fits into a hole in the running board. For whatever reason, I can't get it to go back on, so that's why it's flopping all around the place. But when this came up, I just popped the face off, filed down a little bit of plastic, and there we go. Just managed to stick it onto the front of Rex, which obviously this had a different face. This had Mike's face, so that was much easier to take off. I think I literally did use a screwdriver just to prise it off, and that worked really nicely. So that right there is my Wooden Railway Rex. It's one of my favourite customs, just because of the fact that it completes, the incomplete trio of the small railway engines. I really like the small railway engines in the Railway series, and how they treated them in the TV series, finally adapting their book. So each engine got their own story, and I really like them. I like all their personalities. I like Rex in particular in the story Useful Railway. I'm not sure if I've ever said this before in online or on a video or whatever, but the way I see these three characters, we know that Mike is grumpy and likes taking goods trains. In Useful Railway, we see Rex taking the wool trains. I see them as, they all have their own distinct jobs. So Mike takes care of the ballast and the goods, Bert takes care of the passengers, and Rex deals with all the wool trains, which are the three main jobs of the small railway. So I think that's going to about do it. That is my Wooden Railway Rex. I'm pretty happy with him. Let me know what you think of him down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next Wooden Railway Custom. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you then.